Alrighty, we're live. Welcome to the Genius Drive. Remember, we don't chase hype in here. We build proof. We don't depend on applause. We develop identity. This is Daily Growth Conversations, where we discipline our minds, we strengthen our habits, and we become who we said we will be. If you're here live, please type present. Let me acknowledge you. Okay. I see Grace. Thank you for showing up again. I see AB. I see IBK. I see Favor. Thank you for showing up again. I see Kate. Thank you all so much for showing up. I see Hope. Thank you all. I really, truly appreciate you all. And if you are watching the replay, please type replay in the comments because growth doesn't expire. Alrighty, let's get it started. I want to ask you something uncomfortable tonight. What scares you more? Is it starting or staying exactly where you are? Because most people answer emotionally and not honestly. Starting feels scary. It feels visible. People can see it. It's risky. But staying stuck feels safer. Nobody criticizes you for not trying. Nobody laughs at you for staying comfortable. But here's what we avoid: staying stuck doesn't hurt loudly, it hurts quietly. It hurts when another year passes. It hurts when you see someone else growing in the area you have been postponing. I hear some people said, I know I'm more qualified than that person. How come they've achieved so much? It's because they came out of the chairs and tried. They faced their fears. It hurts when you know you are capable of more. So I will ask you again, what actually scares you more? Embarrassment or regret? Because today we are not just talking about fear, we're talking about which fear you are choosing. So today's conversation is fear of starting versus fear of staying stuck. We're looking at two fears, but only one slowly destroys your self respect. Before we get deeper into today's topic, I would like to drop today's quote. And the quote for today is: the pain of staying the same eventually becomes greater than the fear of change. I'll say that again so it can sit in. The pain of staying the same eventually becomes greater than the fear of change. And you know what? Some of you are already reaching that point. I would like to reflect on that quote in your quiet times, in your quiet moments, maybe sometime later in the day. I want you to be honest with me right now. Is there something you know you should start, but you have been delaying it? Type yes in the chat if that is you. We're not here to judge anyone. I see someone type, I should have started my fitness plan months ago. Okay. I see someone else type, I should have started a business some time ago. Okay. I see some other stuff coming in the chat. Now tell me, what's stopping you from starting that business? What's stopping you from starting that plan you have? Okay, let's see. I see someone posting, I see fear of leaving a stable job, fear of going back to school after 30, fear of ending a relationship that no longer serve, fear of not being good enough. Okay, I understand. And you know what? You are not alone. Let me give you a personal story. So there was a time I used to avoid elevators. It didn't happen just randomly. So one day I'll tell you why I started avoiding the elevator some time back. One day I experienced where an elevator stopped briefly between floors, then it resumed again. Nothing terrible happened, but in that moment, my body registered fear. And from that day forward, every time I approached the elevator, my mind replayed that moment. It told me, what if it stops again? What if it gets stuck? What if this time is worse? What if not? Logically, I knew elevators are safe, but emotionally, I hesitated. So one day, my friends encouraged me. We went somewhere and we're on the fourth floor. We took the stairs up and they said, we're going to be taking the elevator down. You need to take this elevator downstairs. I'm like, okay, I will try. I stepped in. My heart was racing, but I tried to look calm. And when the elevator got to the third floor, it stopped for someone to come in on the third floor. You know what I did? I panicked and I stepped out. I told them, I'll use the stairs and I will see you downstairs. When I got downstairs through the stairs, they laughed. To tell you the truth, it was really embarrassing. It felt embarrassing. But that moment taught me something powerful. Fear does not need facts, it just needs memory. And most fear is just false evidence appearing real. I'll say that again. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So I realized that the elevator wasn't the real issue. My narrative was. And today I use the elevator without hesitation. And sometimes I'm even the first person to step into the elevators because I overcame the fear, the mindset. Not because the fear vanished, but because I stopped letting one moment control my behavior. Has fear ever made you avoid something that wasn't actually dangerous? Let me see your response in the chat. I see yes. I see another yes in the chat. Good. I see we're making progress here. And this is getting very interesting. I'll tell you another fear that I experienced professionally, not just physically. There was a season where I attended meetings with a group of professionals. They were professionals in this field, and I was just learning in this particular field. And when I go to meetings with them, I stay on mute because I'm like, what do I know? What do I have to say? These people are so knowledgeable than I am. What do I have to contribute? I stayed muted not because I didn't know what to say, not because I wasn't prepared, but because I was afraid I wasn't going to say it right. I tell myself, what if I make a mistake and these guys they notice it? They're professionals. I was afraid of sounding wrong, afraid of being corrected, afraid of being judged. And every time I stayed silent, I felt small as if I was shrinking. One day I told myself, this has to stop. I started preparing better, structuring my thoughts, speaking even when my voice felt unsure and shaky. And something shifted. The more I spoke, the less fear controlled me. And fast forward to today, I mentor, I guide conversations, I help others structure and communicate clearly. This same person who stayed muted in meetings now leads. Fear of embarrassment is temporary, my friend. Staying small would have been permanent. So I'll tell you this, come out of that shackles of fear. Let's think about Jeff Bezos for a minute, one of the richest men in the world. He left a secured job to start something uncertain. He once spoke about using the regret minimization framework. Do you know what he asked himself years back? At 80 years old, will I regret not trying? Imagine if he had not made a move and tried. Maybe today we wouldn't have known about Jeff Bezos. And that move was powerful. He didn't eliminate fear completely, he chose which fear to obey. If you don't move this year, how will you feel next year? Because I want you to answer questions. Just try to picture it in your mind. If I don't get started this year, the plan I have, the visions I have, the goals I've written at the beginning of this year, if I don't get any of them started, where will I be? Imagine it in your head. Let me help you out. If you don't get started, that means by next year, it might be same level, same habits, same excuses. Does that scare you more than starting? If this conversation is challenging you, please hit the like button. Share this with someone who keeps saying, I will start soon. If you're new here, please subscribe because here we confront our quiet fears. The truth is, fear never disappears, it just changes shape. At first, you fear embarrassment, but later, the fear will be regret, and regret is heavier. If I had known, I should have stepped out of my comfort zone and do this. If I had known, I should have done this. Do it now and avoid the fear of regret. So I'll say, choose your fear. A friend of mine would say, choose your heart. It's all hard. Just choose your heart. The truth is, you can survive embarrassment, but regret, it lingers. Which pain do you want? The discomfort of starting, your vision, your dreams, your goals, or the disappointment of staying the same? You are not stuck because you lack ability. You are stuck because fear feels safer than growth. But safe is predictable, my friend. Safe, safe slowly shrinks you. Yeah. If you are choosing moments over comfort, type I move anyway in the chat. All right. Good. I see those coming in the chat. Thank you. I'll take a pause here and we'll begin again tomorrow. Remember, this is Genius Drive. We don't chase hype, we build proof. I'll see you tomorrow, day 11. Choose your fear wisely. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye now.